Hi there. Welcome to the World of Good album. Thank you for joining me. If you are watching this video because you got sent it from the cropping cruise that we were supposed to be on next month, well, I guess in March, welcome. And I'm sorry that we're not cruising together, but you know, I did book another cruise for 2022, so stay tuned. But I wanted you to have this PDF and the video as a little gift from me because I spent a lot of time creating this in anticipation of our cruise together. So I am forging ahead and offering up the PDF. If there's anything that you want to purchase to do this album, the products will be in a package that you can buy. They won't have the Beautiful World bundle. You can order this as an extra add-on if you're in Canada. If you're in the US, just send me a message and I'll hook you up with a great US demonstrator. And she'll have all this stuff. We're using the World of Good DSP, the World of Good Memories and More cards, the Antique Corners and Slides elements. They're really cute. If you have a lot of the inks, we're using Cinnamon, Cider, Soft Suede, Mossy Meadow, and Early Espresso. Sort of. You can use these as little as you want or as much as you want. You'll see I didn't use them a lot. If I was doing this on my own, I probably would have edged all of the photo mats and whatnot, you know, just because have fun with it. When I created this, I was traveling on the road, so I didn't have a lot of my real stuff in real life. We're using the Old World embossing folder just on 2 of the pages, but if you have it, you can certainly use it a lot. I have die cut a few things from the map dies, and we're using Adventure from one of the, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it. It's in the PDF, I believe. Anyway, these are a few of the things. We're using the brass foil sheet as well. That's what goes with. So, and if you've purchased the kit, you have all this stuff to, I've cut out the, you know, the bits that you need, and I've cut your cardstock and your DSP. So this album, the PDF, uses almost every piece of paper in the kit. It's kind of crazy, actually. It, yeah, I did it, and then I went back and I used what I had left. So let's get started. We're gonna start with the map and the grid. So this is the Misty Moonlight cardstock, and I'm sticking it down. Nice thing about this, it's all lined underneath there, so you don't have to measure to make sure you're straight. All right, so I have 2 4x4 Whisper White, and then I have 6 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, I believe, or 3 3/4. It's on the PDF. And then these are the cards that I'm using. So when you're following along a PDF like this, the hardest thing is to find all the cards that you need. So I'm going to lay those out like that, so that you can dig them out while I'm chit-chatting, okay? The other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this out. So how about if I do that while you guys are looking for these? All right. So some people do not enjoy fussy cutting, and that's putting it mildly. I love it. I mean, I don't love fussy cutting on video, but I love fussy cutting in general. So I just find it really relaxing. So we're gonna cut this out just to, as one of the main embellishments on the page. So this summer, while I was away, mid the pandemic, I was in Louisiana, my airplanes, I was down babysitting one at a time, where they came down for paint. I think I had 3 airplanes that were painted in New Iberia, Louisiana. So while the airplanes are getting painted, obviously, I don't, I'm not in there to work. I'm not going in there because it's toxic, right? They're getting painted. So I have some downtime. And, because of the pandemic, I didn't do the usual, oh, I'm going to go to New Orleans and go to Cafe Du Monde and have coffee. I stuck pretty darn close to my hotel room. So I took that time to create these pages. It took about almost 2 weeks. I mean, that wasn't like 8 hours a day or anything, but but I enjoyed myself doing them. I was anticipating, well, maybe everything will be back to normal. We'll be on our cruise and hanging out, and yeah, I was in denial. Let's just say that. I'm so sad that we're not cruising, but you know what? We'll cruise next year. All right, so I'm going to take the Enjoy the Journey card. I'm going to trim it down. This is going to be the title for the first page. So I guess there's no measurements on this. This is just trim it, as you like it. And then I'm going to put that right there. And stick my first photo mat down. And the second. Now, you can leave this blank if you like for to journal, if you want lots of journaling. I opted to put a card on it. So what I'm going to do, and guess what? I stuck it down upside down. Man. Let's get it up. This is what happens when I'm talking too much. See? Not paying attention. There we go. All right. Honestly, I don't know if anybody looking at the album would even notice, but see? The map. The map. All right. Let's flip this around. No one's gonna ever know that we did that. I'm only gonna put 2 dimensionals on this because later on when I'm putting my photos, I may decide, oh, I want to put another photo on these pages, or I need some more journaling spots. So we'll just stick that down, kind of, I don't want to say haphazardly, but so the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line these all up before I stick them down. Again, we have some nice grid here. So we should be able to get it pretty straight. Let's hope. All right. There we go. I brought them in a little bit because I'm using this line to line them up. Cheating a little bit, I guess. I'm already sticky. So I don't know about you guys, but I think it's pretty universal. When we go on vacation, we take a bajillion pictures, right? Then we get home with the best of intentions to narrow the photos down, only print what we, the best ones. But we're so nostalgic for that trip that, well, this is what happens to me. I print everything. So, you just, especially, I'm telling you, this pandemic, you really, really realize how much you've taken for granted that we can just hop on a plane and go on a trip and do, right? And honestly, I can't complain too much because I spent 7 months of the pandemic on the road, which had its good and its bad, but it was at least on the road, you know? Most people, 90% of people, I'd say at least, didn't get to, so I can't complain too much. I will say I'm cutting this in half to make 3x4. I know it's a nice card, but we're going to use this card later on, so don't despair. Yeah, anyway, I felt both lucky that I got to be on the road and experience things, and including a sense of normalcy a little bit, because I did still get to work, right? But it was strange. I mean, there was a lot of takeout, a lot of eating in my hotel room, buying groceries, which I did a lot anyway, but more so this time and there was a lot of time spent driving around in my rental car listening to podcasts and audiobooks. I will say that, because when I just couldn't take it anymore at the hotel, I would hit the road and go explore. So in Louisiana, that got old fast, but in North Carolina, which I was in North Carolina for about 3 months, 2.5, I guess, I saw some pretty darn cool stuff and did a lot of hiking in North Carolina. It was my first time spending a large amount of time there, so I can't say enough nice things about North Carolina. I really enjoyed it there. All right, I'm talking and not explaining here. So I trimmed down the Explore More, and I used 2 stickers. And then I am going to stick this down. And pop this up, stick this down, pop this up. Just to turn it from a plain old 6x4 card into a... Ooh, I almost stuck that a little bit too far over, huh? That's okay. There we go. So now I'm going to put a few compass and a little map on. So my friend Nicole gave me a little, I forget what it's called, but it takes the sticky off, but it's packed in my crop stuff. So I'm just gonna use my dry old skin, I guess. It sounds kind of nasty, but you can also use your clothing because everything has lint on it, right? So stick that down. I'm gonna put one of the compass on my Explore More with a dimensional. And then I'm gonna stick a couple over here, and then maybe that other black one. There we go. All right, so there we go, pages 1 and 2. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna flip page 2 over, and I'm gonna use the back of this this is actually gonna be page 3. So, let's see. I'm gonna move the page 1 out of the way. And I guess I need that. And then this is going to be my page 3. All right, so try to keep my workstation a little bit clean here. And away we go. So you're going to use 2 6x12 grids. And then these are, I'm going to spread these out so you can, while I'm gluing this down, you can pick these cards out. So I'm going to maybe, this is one side. The other side is the script, Mellow Moss. I'm going to need that card. And these two here. We're going to need this one, which is the same one we used previously. We're going to need that one. A lot of cards on these pages, actually. All right, so. And then for the photo mats, I'm using the Mossy Meadow. So first things first, I've got the 6x12 grid here. I'm gonna put some adhesive on that and stick them down. This is why I moved that page 1 out of the way, because, man, things could get crazy. All right, so we're sticking that down. We're gonna match the second page with the other piece. Like that. I think this color is Sahara Sand here. Added in a little bit of Sahara Sand. All right, so we're gonna use the Mossy Meadow script, and we're gonna put that there and there, and this in the middle. I cut a couple of strips, and I don't, well, you know what? Let me just tell you. It's in the PDF, but they are 11 inches by approximately 2.5. So, some adhesive on here. These are about, I'm going to use the this paper and use the line to line that up. And it's just kind of to give it a little more texture, a little more dimension, dress it up, and make the pages a little more unifying, because the backgrounds are completely different. There we go. All right, so that's what I have so far. And then I'm going to stick these down. These cards are just, I love them. Okay, so these ones just line up right with the bottom of the page. And again, there is a line on the grid, so you can use that to your advantage. So these, you know, serve two purposes. They decorate the page. You can use it for a photo mat, or if you want to use it for journaling, you can do that too. So this is going to go here as a photo mat. That's going to go there as either a photo mat or part of your title. A Day to Remember is going to go here. Dream Big is part of my title. And then this I cut out with this shape as part of my title. So I'm going to have to get that. Oh, I'm going to get to use my new mini emboss machine. I haven't used it yet. I just opened it. That's exciting. All right, so let's cut the Dream Big down to a smaller Dream Big. And I am going to get my machine to cut that. So, and I think I cut this off of here, and I think we may use this later on. So I'm gonna just save that. Bear with me here. Look at this machine. Look at it. It's so cute. So I have my die. I think this is from the Stitched So Sweetly dies, which I use like on everything. Those dies are awesome. So let's see if I can get this right. We are not embossing. We are not embossing. Die cutting, die cutting. 1 and 2 and 2. I think this is all we need. You guys are watching it here live, and so better not mess it up, huh? So this says the world cracks open for those willing to take a risk. Frances Mays. She's the one. She's the author who wrote Under the Tuscan Sun, which is a pretty good book. It kind of started a whole movement of people moving to Italy or getting a cottage and redoing it in Italy. Look. Ta-da! That is so cute. That little machine is so cute. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna fold it up and just stick it over beside me. That is adorable. All right, anyway, squirrel. It's all about the toys, right? So I'm gonna stick this down. Now, obviously, you guys, if you have a die cutting machine at home, you can use any of your dies. You can use a punch and punch that out. You can also fussy cut it, just trim it out. It doesn't have to be the exact same shape, right? So these are my photo mats, and these are scraps that I had, and I didn't want to just chuck them because I was traveling, and cardstock is, especially cardstock that like the color, because when I go on the road, I typically take assorted packs, so I'll have 2 sheets of each, right? Well, once I use those 2 sheets, that's it. I'm out. So a lot of times when I create things and I'm on the road, I use like every piece that comes in, that comes off the page, you know? Which is good. It's not wasteful. When I'm home, I don't think like that. I just use what I need and then stick the scraps away. And all right, so I am gonna stick down my Dream Big over here, and I'm gonna kind of put it a little bit low because in case I want to use that for a photo mat. Are you guys cringing with the way I'm sticking stuff down? I know sometimes people are like, ah, it's not even straight. I know. But you know what? I figure done is better than perfect. Because sometimes if I wait till everything's perfect, I will never, ever get it done. So just do it. All right, so we want these, you know, approximately the same height. There's the bones of our pages. Now we're gonna use the stickers to jazz it up. So I am gonna put Discover on this longer one and Dream on the shorter one. Now you guys know this is a video. You can stop, rewind, pause, as you go, right? So I know I'm going a little bit fast, but I also know when I'm watching videos, I don't want to be like, wah, 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 right? Because that's the whole thing. You can always go back, but you know, you can't really speed it up if you get my drift. All right, so some of these, I'm gonna pop this feather up. If you wanna get a different look when you're using things like die cuts, the easiest thing that you can do to change the look of the die cut is dimensionals, really. And for $5.50 you get like a package with 3 of these sheets. It's like the cheapest way in town. It's awesome. I love our dimensionals. They're addicting. All right, now let's see. We're gonna put one of the yellow compasses here, and the other one, we'll put it over here just to kind of frame that up. I'm gonna take this brass piece. Let's see if I can get all these little pieces out. Not exactly sure what Stampin' Up! Intended for this, so I just used it to kind of spruce up the title for Dream Big, because that's the most important thing about this page, is the Dream Big. Let's see what else. So I used one of these globes up here, and then I used the other one down here. We used some of these little yellow compass bits. And again, I think what happened, I did the pages and then I went back and went, okay, where can I put these little bits, right? So I also put these black ones over here just to spruce it up a bit. All right, so there are pages 3 and 4. So I'm gonna flip this over. We're gonna use the back of this Sahara sand. Stick that out of the way. And then I'm gonna bring this in. So these pages, I love these pages. Another demonstrator named Claire Daly came up with these pages, and I cased them. Copy and share everything case. So I have 2 espresso 5x7s. These are 4x12. These, let's see, I think they're 3/4 of an inch. Yep, 3/4 of an inch by 12. I have this card here, Dare to Live the Life You've Always Wanted. And then this little wee 5/8 strip. So let's see here. I'm cheating a bit. Let's glue down our bones of the page. So I'm gonna put this in, I'm gonna say 1/2 of an inch. Now, on my original pages and the pages on the PDF, I have the background stamped. For the purpose of this video, I'm not gonna stamp it. It's gonna be a little bit more simple, but I can always go back and add a little bit of texture with stamping after. And that's just because I didn't prepare all that. That is the truth. So rather than having to go and get that and make you wait, I am just gonna forge ahead. So in the PDF, you can see the background was stamped. I used the touches of texture to stamp it, which is just you know, it's not really a shape. It's just something to give a little bit of texture. Tasteful touches, pardon me, that's what it's called. And stamps like that are great because they're so generic. You can just use them to add a little bit of interest to whatever you're doing, right? So I'm just gonna trim this out. I'm gonna put a banner on one end and then a point on the other. And then I'm gonna cut this, oh, I don't know, let's cut it here. And I'm gonna stick it down, which probably is not as wide as my adhesive strip. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this Tombow Mono liquid glue, multi glue, and then stick it down, stick it down. Really, there's no right or wrong way. It's just, it was a little bit boring down here, so. I know, I'm using like more adhesive than I usually would use, but it's all good. We don't want it to move, right? So, when I created this album, so I'm going to have 2 of these albums, right? When I'm done, because I need to do one for the video. So, I'm going to, the one album I actually started putting photos in. There's one page and you can see the stamping, but really I could go back and do it after if I so choose, right? So I did Rome. I used one of our alphabet dies and did Rome and then Adventure. So I'm gonna do my original album. I'm gonna do our Mediterranean, our Greek cruise. So we spent a week in Italy and then we went on the cruise and cruised the Greek islands with Stampin' Up. It was amazing. So I'm using one album to put all those photos in. And then the other album I'm going to give to my daughter because in grade 11, she went with a school trip to Italy. So it's like bonus, you know? I mean, these pages are great for Europe, but really they can be any trip. All right, so, and the reason I explain that, because I think some of you guys, I think in the PDF, there's a couple of pages that have photos. And that's why I got too excited and went, oh, I know what pictures I could put on these pages. So, which is a good thing, right? There we go. And then, so I'm going to put my adventure that I cut out in the bronze metallic foil paper. I am going to put that down here. Now what I'm going to do is put a little bit of adhesive and then just leave this up so I can slide a photo underneath. Or maybe, yeah, no. I like the way it's positioned on the original. And actually I think what I did on the original, because you know I was on the road and like I said I had nothing but time on my hands, I actually put little itsy bitsy pieces of dimensional under here. Okay, so we're up to the N with adhesive. There we go. That's approximately straight. I'm good with that. So those pages are super, super fast. A lot is going to depend on these pages with your title. So again, on my original one, I had Rome up here. So you can see what a difference the stamping does make. You know, it does spruce things up a lot. And then I have little sequins stuck around, which I will do that after as well. When I do the stamping, if I do the stamping, but more so when I put the photos on, I'll do that. All right, so let's do 2 more pages, and then I'm gonna start another video for the last of them. All right, so these pages here, I'm gonna set those aside because we don't use the back of that. What you're gonna use is 2 vanilla 12x12s for these. So I have some cinnamon cider 4x6s. I have 2 4x6 espresso, and oh boy, a little bit of everything on these. Let's see, 3 1/4 by 5. I have a couple of those. Some 3x3 espresso. This looks like a 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Yep. So a little bit of everything. And then these are just vanilla pieces to go inside. So they would be 1/4 of an inch smaller than the other. So let's start, move these away. I don't know what got into me with these pages, but I was like, yeah, a lot of different cuts. Okay, so this is a piece of the brass metallic paper. So let's stick this down. And this is a 2 1/4 by 12 inch strip. So let's put that down right against the corner, right against the edge of the page. And then this goes there, this goes on there. It looks like I forgot to trim out my problem. Have it right here. Actually, so on the original pages, I have 4x12 in the map going across here and across here. Now, when I did my kits, I miscut. Oh, it's not long enough. Okay, that's all right. We will use a 12x12. Cut 4x12 and then 4x12. There we go. So, under okay, nobody look. This oh, I know what we'll do. We'll just cut 2 inches off of here. We'll cut the North America because guess what? These pictures are not North America anyway. And then these are about in the middle of the page, roughly. I'll line that up. Yeah, a little bit higher, but that's okay. These are the cards that you're going to need for this. And then I'm going to stick the blue compass paper down. And this lines up with the edge of the page. So these pages, I was inspired by a friend of mine in Wichita, Kansas, and I went to see her this summer while I was working in the US. And I mean, so that's what they remind me of her. We didn't do a lot of stamping together because she lives on a lake and it was summertime, and yeah, we went swimming a lot. It was awesome. And really, I would have rather been there than anywhere else this summer. We had a great visit. So I know I used the Enjoy the Journey already, but you know what? This is like the best thing ever. We're using it twice. This one I'm going to do a little bit different because I'm trimming it out. Trimming it out, and then I'm mounting it on this piece of cardstock, which is Midnight Muse. It's 3 1/4 by 2 3/8. And really, you can just kind of eyeball it, and then I have another sticker in here. For some reason, there we go. These little guys didn't come out. And again, I don't know what Stampin' Up! Was thinking about when they designed this, but sometimes I'd love to, you know, talk to the designers and say, what were you thinking? What was that really supposed to be for? Because I don't think I used it the way it was supposed to be used. Right, so stick it on there, and then I'm going to use some more dimensionals. To put this down. Those dimensionals are hurting. They're all cut up. There we go. So Enjoy the Journey goes up here. These pages are, even though there's a lot of bits to them, they're actually going to go together quite quickly. So take the cinnamon cider, and I'll put that down approximately straight, like my disclaimer there. So if that's 4 by 6, this will be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. The thing that I really tried to do with this album, besides make the pages all a little bit different, of course, but is I really tried to allow for a lot of photos, because like I was saying, I just find when we travel, there are so many photos. You come home with 3,000 photos, and you don't want to just, you know, slash and cut them. So this way you can put all the photos in, all them. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I swear I do not remember things as good as I never really remembered things very good, to be honest. So scrapbooking a big trip is kind of like a bonus, because it jogs your memory, right? Especially if you do the journaling like you're supposed to. When you go back, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. And of course, traveling for everybody is a little bit different. You're going to remember different things. I'm gonna need another adhesive refill. Okay. So these would be 3 by 3, I believe, and then 2 3/4 by 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then the inside mats are 3 by 3. All right. So then these are gonna go here. This is gonna go here. So line them up and then stick them down. Not like that. There, that's better. There we go. And then there are the bones of the page. What I added on the first page was the globe. So I'm going to use some multi-purpose glue. Just a little here and there. To stick that down. And then you know, I don't know why I always cut these in half. Like, we have the minis. It's just habit. I guess old habits die hard. All right, so I'm gonna put this little globe right here. Whoa, upside down. Here we go. And then again with the dimensionals. The other thing that I used on these pages to decorate quite a lot is the gilded gems, which, let's see, right here, the gilded gems. So they are, I guess they're brass colored too. They match really nice. So I added them here and there, and I probably will go back after I get the photos in and add some more. They are, I feel like they're substantial enough that they actually show up, which sometimes on scrapbook pages, that's a bit of a challenge. There, just kind of stick them around. So another thing that I did on the original is I cut apart one of the 4x6 cards. Travel, repeat, work, or play, travel, repeat, work, play, travel, repeat. So I'm going to come back when I come across that card and I will add it in after, right here. All right, but otherwise those are the pages. So I'm going to stop the video and then I'll start a video for the second. All right. All right. See you soon.